My name is Bryce Matthews, and this is the Deep and Lonely Podcast presented to you by Houndsman XP. During this podcast, we will dive deep into what makes the ultimate, top-level, and unmatched extreme competition coon hunter. We will hear stories of old, tales of today, and we will dive deep into what separates the men from the boys. The stories will be raw, the truth will be told, and the camaraderie will be second to none. Pull up your chaps. It's about to get deep. All right. Hot or not? Remember the game?
Yeah.
Remember the website? Hot or not? Whenever you
Swipe
on the pictures. Are they hot? Are they not? Yeah. All right. This is the Deep and Lonely version. Hot or not? Okay. Billy, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
PKC.
Hot.
I wasn't ready.
Oh, shit.
That wasn't the question.
Oh, okay.
PKC. Leash lock.
I'd rather not be leash locked. I want to keep cutting loose as much as I can.
Okay. Billy says not. Cavin. Pro sport. Whole cast has to stay together.
Hot.
Hot. He likes it.
Yeah, I like it.
So you don't like whenever people can go and handle their own dogs?
No, because you can get into a lot of problems like that, I feel like. Not all the casts, but I've been on a few casts where you get one guy that's going a mile to his dog, and then everybody, oh, he wasn't there, you know, he's moved him and all this. And so I'd rather everybody stay together.
Okay. Billy, UKC, having to finish with plus points.
I mean, I prefer treeing coons, but I could see like where issues are, you know, weather conditions, or, you know, like in our area, you're not going to tree a lot of coons. 3 coons on a cast is a pretty good night, so I think they should kind of switch a little bit like PKC.
So is it hot or not?
I'd say not.
Ooh, he says not. Interesting. All right, let's see if we can get one more out of here. What's another hot topic of controversy? It's not a hot topic of controversy, but this is one that I feel pretty strongly about. PKC or UKC, Cavin, either one.
PKC.
That wasn't the question. 1 hour casts.
Not.
I'm the same way. I think a 90-minute is the minimum.
Very, very minimum, yes.
Oh, man, a 1 hour cast is tough. All right, that was good. That was a good way to bring it in, boys. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little different way to start off this podcast. Welcome to the Deep and Lonely Podcast, presented to you by the Houndsman XP Network. I am your host, Bryce Matthews, and today I got 2 boys up here in northern Indiana, traveled all the way down here, up here from Georgia. I got Mr. Cavin Collins and Billy Anderson. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I can't complain, man. Cavin, you good?
Well, not really. My legs hurt from them hills last night.
Listen, buddy, you're going to have to step it up. You're going to hunt up here in Hoosier State. And this is flat. This is flat ground.
Whew.
I don't want to see y'all's mountains then.
If you want to see mountains, let's go to the dance hall.
Hey, I like the dance hall.
The dance hall, guys, that is a place when people come up here to Monticello. You either love it or you hate it. There's a ton of coons in there, but it is straight up and down, which is kind of out of the ordinary for up here. Up here in northern Indiana, it tends to be pretty flat, but the dance hall, something about it. It's a rough one. So we're up here today talking with these gentlemen. They came all the way, like I said, from Georgia to the PKC Black Tan Days event. And that's kind of going to be the topic of today's discussion. We're going to talk a little bit about the why. And if you guys listened to the journey with Heath Hyatt a couple weeks ago, he talked about the why they hunt, him and BB. We're going to talk about the why as far as a couple different breeds. And I think today we're going to stick with the Treeing Walker Coonhounds and the American Black and Tan Coonhounds. We've got a couple guys here who, one of them, he plays for both teams. He likes the Black and Tans, and he's converted to a Walker. We got another fella here who is 100% diehard Black and Tan man. And you got myself, who I would consider myself a Walker guy. It is what it is. I'm a Walker guy. So we're going to talk about the why of this and kind of how they got into it, what made them attracted to these breeds, and in the sport of competition coon hunting, where those breeds are going and what sets them apart. So, Billy, let's start out with you.
Okay.
The Black and Tans. How did you get into them?
I was actually just scrolling one day, and I come across a dog and he was in Georgia on the UKC forum, and it was like nobody could paint a picture better the way this dog looked. He was standing by himself, all in front of these trophies, and it was rocket fuel. So I was like, man, that is just like, that's what I want my dog to look like. If I had to hand paint a dog jet black, shiny as it can be, I was like, that's the dog I want.
So that is what it caught your eye. No more, no less. A picture of a dog made you a black and tan man.
Yeah.
Okay. Cavin, you started out in the black and tans.
No, actually, I started out in the blue ticks.
Oh, ouch. Okay.
Yeah, my dad's a big blue tick guy.
I didn't know that, honestly.
Yep.
Since I've met you a few years ago, you were packing a black and tan guy. So I
Yeah.
always just assumed you were black and tan.
Well, I started hunting with Billy, and I really didn't have nothing to hunt. I had a little blue female that I just wasn't too impressed with. She could tree coons, but she wasn't no competition-style dog. And Billy had his Joker dog, and we started hunting together, and he had another dog named Black that he was kind of pushing, and Joker got to the back burner, and we started, both of us could hunt him. And Billy would go in early for work, and I'm stupid and stay up all night. And Billy'd go home, go to bed, and I'd keep hunting that Joker dog. And, man, he turned out to be a really nice dog. So that's kind of when I stayed with the black dog there. And I got my sassy female and started pushing her some. So that's how I got the black dog, was through Billy's Joker dog. But from the age of 16 to about 25, I hunted blue ticks.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. See, this is another part I love doing these podcasts. You learn stuff about people every single time. So the black and tans, they are the oldest dog in the registries, I believe, as far as the coonhounds. Like, they were the first registered breed of coonhounds. They've been around the longest. And we've actually got one laying right here on the bed next to us, recording this podcast in the hotel. We got a black and tan on one bed. We got a Walker dog on the other bed. Two totally different style dogs. We got the black and tan asleep over here, snoozing. And we got the Walker dog who wants to join the podcast and, eat up the mic here, being Cavin's buddy. I think there's a lot to be said about the different personalities in the dogs. What kind of personalities would you describe the black and tan breed as, Billy?
A lot of laid backness. I mean, they're kind of chill for the most part. The ones I start, I like a dog that has a great personality, not one that just is all business. Like my Joker dog that Cavin hunted, like I swore me and Micah, because he was off of Batman.
That'd be Micah Ayers?
Yeah, I'd send him like Snapchats, me and Cavin in the yard. I'd throw a tennis ball. He'd jump in a pond and go get it and bring it back to me. And so I love a good, like, smart dog that's just chill, and that's what I've had good luck with. So I just stuck to him.
Yeah, and the Walker dogs for me, like, I would say they're definitely more high strung.
Yes.
I've got a kennel full of Walker dogs right now, and some days they drive me a little crazy. Pacing the kennel, bouncing off the walls. I've got a couple that are laid back, but most of them are very high strung. They're not chill. They wouldn't just be laying here like this. As far as the ones that are in my kennel, now I have seen some that are more laid back, but as far as the ones in my kennel, they're high strung. So the black and tans, like I said, being the oldest coonhound in the breed registries, do you think they have changed much over the years?
Yeah, I'd say they changed. I mean, they've got a little quicker, but I'm probably going to get hated for this. I feel like there's still a lot to go, to compete with, Walker dogs, to be honest. I mean, a bunch of them don't start as early, and then they just don't. It's very hard to find a black dog that's got that gear. And, I mean, I hate to say that, but, because that's what I'll hunt till the day I die, but they just don't have, most of them I've been with don't have that go. It's like.
Right. Cavin, are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, they have the go, but, I cut that little Walker dog loose, and he's 6/10, 7 minutes down there in Georgia is what you need with a coon. And the black dog, not really serious, just the black dog, but all of them are just kind of, holding back still 300-400 yards from us, and we're walking 6/10 to him or 7/10 to him, and I still got 45 minutes left to hunt and have a coon on him. So I would say there are some that go deep. I mean, my female, she'll go as deep as it takes, but she's not fast about doing it.
Right. And, with this being a podcast really around the sport of the competition side of dogs, either you need speed, you need accuracy. It's a timed event where you tree the most coons. Who can do it the fastest and have the most coons? That's the name of the game. And if you look through the standings from now until if you went back, I guess, I don't know, 10, 15 years, the Walker dogs have really been at the top of the lists. And that's not personal preference. That's looking at the numbers. What do you think, between either one of you, what do you think separates the Walkers from the rest of the breeds? And this is a two-part question, and what drives you to continue to hunt the breed that you are so endeared to?
You want to go first, Gavin?
I think what drives the people to keep hunting their breed is because they're steadily looking for that dog that's a freak of nature that is going to be that way. We all want to beat a Walker dog. I mean, that's always been my goal, is to draw a cast full of Walkers and beat them, and now here I am, one of them guys with the Walker. But I think that's what kind of keeps you always looking for something better, faster. That way you can beat the Walker dog, because that's what we're all out to do when we're not hunting one.
Bill, you got anything to add on that one?
Yeah, I would say, like he said, I follow up with him, but with the black dogs also, the Walker dog guys, they're not afraid to get out there and venture off. Like, say you have a winner and Cavin has a winner, they're not afraid to, like, hey, let's try something. As where most black and tan guys, you got to be in like a clique. Like, I had that Joker dog, and he was Grand Night, Grand Show, Grand Water, Grand Field, PKC champion. I won, there was times I'd sit him up for, like, you can ask Cavin, like 6 months. I wouldn't pull him out the kennel. I'd be like, hey, Black and Tan Days is in Ohio. I'm going to go. I'd drive straight up there, pull him out the box, double cast wins. I couldn't pay nobody to breed to my dog. Like, the only litter he had was because I crossed. I was like, hey, I'll pay the whole litter up. I'll do whatever it takes to get this dog bred. And everybody was just like, crickets. I'm like, reach out there. Don't be afraid to try something. That's how you're only going better. Like, the Walker guys, they're not afraid to, like, you see them crossing everything. But the black and tan guys, they kind of stick to their little niches.
The Houndsman XP Podcast is fueled by Joy Dog Food. Joy Dog Food has a rich tradition of supporting the Houndsmen of America. Founded in 1945, Joy is proud of its history and the relationship it has built with the American Houndsman. And in 76 years, there's never been a recall. Made with 100% American-made high-quality ingredients, Joy Dog Food has one of the highest calorie-dense formulas on the market. For 76 years, this made-in-America product has kept hunting dogs in the field day after day, season after season. And when we say made in America, Joy has a long track record of fighting for American freedoms by being on the front lines against the animal rights movement and their extremist tactics. Joy will fuel your hounds and fight for your freedoms. Fueled by Joy.
Yeah, speaking of crossing things, I saw a litter the other day. It's going to be coming up here on Facebook. It was Logan Rose. He's got that Wild Dreamin' Echo dog. A Walker dog's done a ton of winning, and they crossed it on a squirrel dog, on a cur.
Yeah.
Because they want to better their squirrel program as well. And, I mean, like you said, do you think that would happen with, like, a black and tan? Do you think you could take a black and tan, a blue tick, a red bone, an English? Do you think you're going to see guys reaching out like, I see a trait in that dog, I'm going to cross it on something that's not even a hound? Really? Yeah. It's a cur. Do you think you'd see that?
In the black and tan, probably not.
So what makes it that way? Has it been like that from the beginning of time? Is it something that is breed specific? Do you see it more in the black and tans? Because I feel like the black and tan group, those guys really are the die-hard guys.
Yeah, they are. They're not gonna outcross. I mean, there was one guy that did. He posted it on Facebook, and it was like 100 and something comments just bashing him. Like, hey, he's trying something.
Right. If you go to UKC Black and Tan Days, that is a big event. Guys come out of the woodworks. They are there for the week. Their yearbook is top notch.
Yeah.
The Black and Tan Association does it very well. Those guys are just die hard. So do you think it's going to be that way? And if you're a black and tan man, that's what you are. Cavin, do you feel like you got any crap for maybe stepping away from the black and tan breed?
No, not really, because I got super lucky and went straight into winning, and then all the Walker guys, become my friend and invite me out to dinner and everything else. So I mean, I'm sure there was guys out there that I didn't know, anyways, that were like, you look at him, he's done crossed the fence, but I don't care. I like a winner.
Right. So, Billy, you started out, obviously, with the black and tan because it was painted like a picture. That's how you loved it. Do you ever think, like, I guess part of the reason that I am drawn to the walkers, I'd say, is the diversity in them. You can get a litter of walker dogs, a litter of 6, and they all look different.
Yeah.
The black and tans, to me, they all look the same. Can you guys, like, tell the difference? If you're a black and tan guy and you see a puppy posted wherever, can you look at that dog and see what line it's out of? Because I feel like Willie dogs, you can tell them. Bushwhacker dogs, you can tell them. You can just look at a pup, rodeo, and you can tell what line they're out of. Can you guys do that in the black and tans?
Yeah, on some lines, not a lot of lines. Like some of your dogs out in Mississippi, they're going to come with a little thicker black coat, like kind of, I wouldn't say coarse hair, but it's just thicker. And then like, there's a few other dogs that are known for throwing high tan, monkey face dogs. So with a few lines you can tell, but most of them it's kind of dissimilar.
So the Winter Classic down in Batesville, Mississippi is a hunt that I feel is very interesting to me because it seems like the walker dogs don't do great down there. It usually is a different breed that wins, and the black and tans have a good showing down there. What do you think the difference is between the southern hunts and the northern hunts? Do you think that there's a larger concentration down south? Do you think the dogs do better down there for a certain reason?
Most dogs, like when we come up here, we love coming up here. You can hit a track up here pretty quickly. Down south where we're from, and the further you get, you got to have something that will go reach out there and grab something, and I think that's kind of helps us a little bit advantage. Not this week though.
So, but we go back to what we were talking about earlier with, Cavin said his dog will be 0.6 in 7 minutes going deep. That's not the case that I've seen at like the Winter Classic hunt,
Yeah.
It kind of contradicts itself. Do you think the black and tans keep a colder nose on them?
Yeah, for sure. There's not many not that I've had many hot-nosed black dogs. I mean, there might be some that run roads and they say they're hot-nosed, but they're just, trotting through there. I haven't had a hot-nosed black and tan, and I've owned a good many of them so far.
Is that something you would like to breed more for? Would you like to breed for a hotter nose?
No. I like one to hunt as soon as I cut them loose. I've won a lot of casts, with my dog just kind of popping coons up behind others. So I don't want him to straddle a track and sit there and bog on it all night. They need to be able to move it, and roll with it. But I also don't want one just blowing through and skipping past some coons. Right.
And, I've said that for a long time now. With the way that these hunts are going and the way these dogs are being bred, the motors in them are just getting bigger and bigger. And I do see that across all breeds. I think as a whole, they're hunting harder.
Right.
Maybe one breed hunts harder than the next, but as a whole, if you watch them grow, they're all hunting harder. They're hunting harder, the dogs are hunting harder, and our hunting ground is getting smaller. So, we have been trying for years to breed speed into these things. Off the recuts, get gone quick, go find one. And now we're running out of places to put them. My dog the other night, he was 1.81 miles from where I lost him on the Garmin, heading right towards the highway. And to me, that's too much motor.
Yeah.
How many coon did he pass up between the first coon that he treed and where I picked him up off on US 24? How many coons did he pass up? Do you think that's something that we're going to be seeing in the competitions people breeding for is trying to slow that motor down? Cavin, do you see that happening?
I can definitely see where they might try to put a little bit nose back into the dogs. Because, like you said, how many coons that dog get by that? At the house, I would say he probably passed about 1, but up here, he probably passed about 10. So I can definitely see where they'd put more nose, not a whole lot, but a little bit more nose back into the dog, maybe.
Yeah, I was down at the Tournament of Champions this year, and I was really impressed with one walker dog that we cut them all loose right down the field edge. There was just a fence row of trees. 3 dogs went deep in the woods, and this old boy come treed 30 yards from us. And we all kind of looked at each other, and we're like, what's going on here, And sure enough, he had a coon. I mean, that dog hunted literally right where we cut him. I mean, he must have smelled that thing coming down the road out of the box. But it was interesting because you don't see that very often. You see a lot of these dogs trying to get in there, trying to get away from other dogs to go before they start hunting. You know, I liked that trait. I was impressed with that trait, that he was able to jam that coon right out of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in these 1 hour casts, I meant you need to get on one quick if you're going to do anything, you know, especially if you're striking low. I mean, you need really 2 or 3 coons in a 1 hour cast. That's why I prefer about, 6 hours.
So let's go back to the 1 hour cast thing. I brought that up in that hot or not because the 1 hour cast to me, I feel like is where there's a lot of pressure in those, even in a local hunt, because there's not a lot of time. Everybody's gunning for that first strike. They're trying to get the high strike. Everybody knows they need to have at least 2 coon in an event like this where they're taking the final 4. How many dogs we hunt last night? 41 dogs?
41, yeah.
We hunted 41 dogs early, and the top 4 scores out of all those casts were the only ones who made it into the decent money in a 1 hour cast. I feel like there's a lot of pressure in those. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's where maybe you get some more controversy and a little stiffer feelings in some of them, because guys want to hear their dog quick. They want to get struck. They want to get treated. And they want to get recut. Do you guys see that where you guys are at?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will strike in that minute too. And down south where we're from, if a dog's striking in a minute, he's probably fixing a toe to minus.
Really?
Yeah. Not unless you're going to somebody's buckets, or I got a little spot me and Cavin hunt. It's called I call it the man cave. And you can strike a dog there in a minute, but we've been turning coons loose in there for what?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah, there's a lot of coons.
I feel like up here, I mean, if that's just the name of the game. You just strike under the minute, because I have not seen a person get minus for striking under the minute more than probably 5 times in the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not the case.
I'll minus them in a heartbeat at the house.
So, like I said, those 1 hour casts, you've got to be quick. You got to be on the gun. And to me, I feel like a 90-minute cast is perfect. 2 hours, sometimes I feel like gets to be a little drug out, a little too long. The dogs can get spread out a little further than you want them to. It takes bigger areas to hunt. The hour is so short. It is so competitive. Last night, we were sprinting to dogs. We had dogs spread out in the early round, and it was a hustle to get there. Guys were wanting to get recut. So I do find that, I think the 1 hour cast to me is just a little too short, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one who feels that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, if you get leash locked, then you're walking. I'm trying to think. Wednesday night, we got leash locked, 3 dogs on a lead, walking to break-in treat in there. I think he was probably like 700-800 yards or something like that, and you got to walk that ways on the lead, and then you got to get in there and find this coon and all, and then that's just that much of that hour your dog wasn't hunting, when most of the time you need to be hunting.
Right. And so for our listeners who don't know what leash lock is, in PKC you can do just like what the term says, leash lock, where all the dogs are locked onto the lead. If all 4 dogs are declared treat at the same time, you cannot turn loose another dog. So, if you've got 3 dogs treed and the 4th one is still trailing, the first dog to get scored can be recut with the opportunity to go score another coon, then to the second one, then to the third. But if that 4th dog comes treed while all the other 3 are still being treed or still treed in, you can't turn loose. And that is a game changer when it comes down to certain situations.
Yeah. That can throw a monkey wrench in your plans real quick.
It can. If you are struck for a quarter, your lowest strike, treed for 100 first, and then you end up getting leash locked, I mean, in 1 hour cast, you're hurting.
Yeah, you're pretty much done.
You don't get a chance to go score another coon. You don't get a chance to open up. Now, if the dogs are pretty close, maybe you get lucky and the strike reopens, but I don't see that happening a lot.
No, that don't really happen too much. I like it when it does get open back up like that, though. Maybe he done smelt one behind us and he's trying to get to it. I can get him struck back in.
So, all right, let's get off that topic of the 1 hour cast, leash locks, and all that. Let's go back to the black and tans, and I'm going to say the walkers. Let's go back to those 2 dogs, and let's talk more about the passionate side of it. I am passionate about the walker breed. I like to see it. I like to see them improve. I like to see the different crosses people are making. And Billy, I'm sure you're the same way. You like to see the same things in the Black and Tans.
Yeah.
I got started in the Walker dogs as a young kid running deer dogs down in North Carolina with my granddaddy. That's what he had. He had a pack of walkers. Hunted with them since the time I was a little boy. Going into the coon dogs, I just happenstanced into getting a walker dog. First dog I was looking for, I found him on Craigslist. It was a walker dog. Perfect. He'll tree a coon. And I kind of just fell in love with that dog. And that's kind of what made me set the walker as my breed of choice. The Black and Tans, for you, did you ever get to hunt with anything other than coons on them? Or did the coon dog Black and Tan really do it for you?
Yeah, I started out with the coon dogs. But probably like 3 years ago, I ventured into bear hunting down there in Fargo, Georgia, which is like on the Okefenokee Swamp. And I've seen some black dogs, but mostly like Plots and Walker blue tick mixes. But they have a few black dogs in their mix, and it's pretty fun. That's intense.
So do you think that the Black and Tan breed is versatile like that as far as the big game hunting out west, like Shorty does, the bear hunting where you guys are out on the East Coast, anything like that? Do you think they're a versatile breed like that?
Yeah, 100%. I had a dog named Black, and I bred him to one of Gene Hicks's females that he owns with a guy named Glenn Samples down in our area. And he took 3 of them somewhere. They said they made pretty nice bear dogs and lion dogs, but I never got to hunt with them. That's my next trophy hunt. I want to kill me a mountain lion.
Absolutely, me too.
But a black dog's got to be at least in there. I don't care if it's on the leash the whole time. Just let him be in there somewhere.
Okay, so what I've kind of seen is that I know a few guys who are in the Walker breed. They've had a litter of dogs, and let's say they have 11 or 12 in that litter. There's a lot of dogs there that they need to unload. They don't all go to coon hunters, even if they're from the coon hunting line. Sometimes I've seen them go to big game hunters, and they've done well. They've succeeded. Do you think that would fly with the Black and Tan breed? You kind of said there's a niche in there, and guys don't like to do different stuff. Do you think a guy who has a hardcore coon dog would like to see his pups being raised and trained on something else?
I can't speak for everybody, but I don't think so. But I've had a guy come and breed his deer dog, Walker female, to my other dog, Black, and he loved them deer dogs. But he's like, "You should get one." I'm like, "Man, I'm all right. I'm gonna stick to my coon hunting."
Right.
I got too many hobbies now.
So, Cavin, you recently switched. Like I said, I didn't realize you were a blue tick guy. I'm not going to hold that against you, and I'm not going to hold that against any of our listeners who are blue tickers. I understand. It's okay. One day you'll switch to walkers too. But you were a Black and Tan guy when I met you. And now last couple of years, year and a half, I guess, you are toting around a pretty nice little walker male. Tell me how you found this dog. Tell me what got you intrigued in it. Tell me what made you want to switch to the good side.
Is it good to you?
Is it good to you?
I come up here and I, of course, met you and Duel and all them, and Duel was hunting Melvin, and I become friends with him on Snapchat and just kind of kept up with Melvin. And, Duel would go to Louisiana, pull Melvin out of the box at a pro classic, win it, leave there, drive to Oklahoma, pull Melvin out, win it, leave there, go to Texas, win it. And I was like, man, if I had to have me a dog, I want something that I can put in the truck and drive to North Indiana and pull him straight out of the box and win. And so I just kind of kept up with him. And they bred him, I think, to Piper first. And I had talked to Johnny Watkins about a pup, and I don't know. I was like, oh man, my dad finds out I'm getting a walker. I might be out of the wheel here. So I told Johnny I wanted a pup, and then I kind of backed out, and some time went by, and they bred to the fire dog. Talked to Johnny again, and I was like, do you have a male? He said, no, I have one female. And I was like, well, I really don't want no female. I was looking for a male and just kind of really forgot about it. And I was in Missouri duck hunting, and Johnny, I can't remember if he called or texted me. I think he called me, and I literally answered it, put him on speakerphone, and started calling we had some mallards working, started calling them, and really was halfway paying attention to him. But I heard him say that he had, you know, a male Melvin and fire pup that I wanted, and I just pretty much said, yeah, I'll take it. Send me a text how much I owe you, and I'll send you the money. And that was kind of forgot about it. It was a spur of the moment thing that happened. And so he told me how much I owed him and all. I paid him, and then I had a dog hauler from right there close to me that was close to Johnny, and I texted him. I said, hey, do you think she could pick him up for you? Still hadn't told my dad, you know, there was a walker coming to me. And he said, yeah, you know, he's eating good and all that. I think he was 7 weeks old. And so she picked him up. She, let's see, I think she had a flat tire or something in Louisiana. And like I said, he was 6 or 7 weeks old. And she called me and she was like, Cavin, this dog is standing on the side of this building barking. I don't know what's wrong with him. So I was like, I don't know either, you know. So I was like, do you see? You know, in my mind, of course, I'm thinking, hey, I hope he's got a raccoon up there. But I was like, do you see anything like in the building? She's like, well, I took him back, you know, by the van, and he come right back over here and started barking again. And there's a house cat. And I said, what, you think he's treeing that house cat? She's like, I think so. I was like, put that joker back in the van. Don't let him out till you get him here. And so I was pretty excited when she called and, you know, told me that. Because I was like, man, this little dog, he's already looking to get treed. I'm about to have something. And I got him, and, of course, my dad, he was giving me a hard time. You know, he wasn't mad. He likes old Jameson now. But I can't believe you got a walker, blah, blah, blah. And I had actually, Billy and them put on a legacy hunt, and I hunted Brett Lynn's Lena dog there. And everybody was giving me a hard time with her, but I got her in the second night of the legacy hunt. So he had already been giving me trouble about that. And then we joked around and told him I was going to get a tattoo of a walker dog and have Walker for life put under it.
Have you done that? Is that task completed?
No, I keep trying to talk him into it. Join my Rottweilers.
It looks like Billy has held up his end of the deal.
Billy's got him now. Billy's got him. I'll tell you what. He's got a raccoon. I see acorns right now too. I ain't even noticed the acorns on the arm.
So let's talk through this sleeve that you got going on here. You got looks like a tree going up your whole arm.
Yeah.
You got a big old raccoon at the top.
And 2 Rottweilers.
Yeah, you got Rottweiler looking things at the bottom. Look like baby birds. They got their mouths open, like wanting to be fed. Like that, maybe that coon's gonna drop an acorn or something down in there.
They got lucky on this one.
It's pretty impressive. It is a full sleeve from wrist to shoulder. Billy is immersed in the black and tans. I don't think we might be able to shade some white in there one day if we want to get you into the walker side of things. But yeah, there's 2 black and tans here, treeing a coon on the side of Billy's arm. It is impressive. It is a full sleeve. And, you know, I'm going to say that it's cool, but not as cool as the walker dog I have on my arm. So we talked about, you know, being immersed in it. Billy's got his Rottweiler-looking things. I've got the oversized beagles, the Holsteins, whatever you want to call them. We've both got our tattoos here of the dogs that we are partial to. And Cavin, he's playing the fence. He's got nothing going on here.
I might have a red bone next week. Who knows?
Yeah, our buddy in South Carolina, Mac McClanahan, he's a diehard black and tan man. He always gives me, you know, trouble for that one. He's like, oh, that high tan dog. He likes them, you know, darker than that.
Yeah.
And then I got my wife in my initial, like it's carved in the tree.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh, so that looks like a heart in there, and then HB right inside the tree.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now he's got black and tans on one arm, and he's got a Chevy emblem on the other arm.
Yeah.
What happens whenever you hop in Cavin's Toyota?
I hold on. If you ride with Cavin, you're gonna hold on. He's not buying mirrors daily for a reason.
We don't do a lot of walking.
Oh, guys, no, it's good. So let's go back to Jameson, Cavin. You got him at 6 weeks old. He was treeing house cats on the side of a building. What has he done to get where he is now? How old is he? Just under 2?
Yeah, I think he's 17 or either 18 months old.
And you've done quite a bit of winning with him already for the limited amount of hunts that you've put him in.
Yeah, he's gotten lucky.
So walk us through this. Like, what was the process of him? What did you see in him that made you keep pushing? Just natural?
Man, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse because, you know, everybody's, oh, I got this most natural dog, blah, blah, blah. But Billy can tell you. I mean, we cut him loose one night. He was 4.5 months old, just to kind of walk with us. We were looking at fish on the beds in a creek, and this joker loads up about 150 yards behind us at 4.5 months old and comes treed with a raccoon. I mean, so it's just all downhill from there. He's just as natural. I wish every puppy I could have would be, as natural as he is.
I have never got that lucky. I have tried my hands at several puppies, and I haven't found a natural one yet.
You might need to buy you a Black and Tan.
Yeah, come on over.
I don't know. If I brought a Black and Tan home without it, or before I brought a red bone home, I don't think Nikki would be very happy with me.
I think she likes old Lefty pretty good.
She does like Lefty. Okay, so let's talk about Lefty for a minute. Let's talk about this dog. So Lefty come from Chad McCoyne, his Black River kennel line of dogs. Lefty, to me, what I've seen is a Walker dog painted black. That sucker moves. He's got a decent mouth on it. Pretty good mouth, really. Pretty good mouth. He likes to have his coons. But he's got that motor that you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Is Lefty a phenomenon in the Black and Tan breed?
Yeah, you don't really, like I said, you don't see many with the motor, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got the motor." But I mean, we're at PKC Black and Tan Days. How many black dogs are here?
There's not very many.
Yeah, I got one, and she won't get off this bed, so I need some motor somewhere. Maybe stop by Napa.
Another thing too is, I mean, if you have a dog up here that has a motor that can hit these field edges and just kind of run them, when you put them in the woods down there with us, I mean, I'd still want one to go, just like if he was on these field edges up here. And if there's one out there, I don't know, somebody let me know, because I'd like to buy it.
The Houndsman XP Podcast Network is powered by Cajun Lights. All of your lighting needs for hunting can be taken care of at Cajun Lights. They have 3 models of cap lights. I'm going to run through them real quick. You've got the Rougarou, which is their high-end light. If you're a competition hunter and you got to find that coon up in a tree and it's all riding on finding that coon, you'll want the Rougarou on your head. Next is the Bayou. That's a pretty standard light, but it's got packed with features. It's got multiple colors. It's got walking lights. It's got the red, the green, the amber. It's all built in right into that light. And then you have one of my personal favorites, the Micro Gator. The Micro Gator is an ultra lightweight cap light. It's got all the features of a white light, red, green, and amber. I've used this light for everything, from finding bear tracks early in the morning to coon hunting at night to working on plumbing in the house, changing tires on the side of the road. My truck doesn't leave the driveway without a Cajun light in it, and that light is the Micro Gator. Every Cajun light is durable, made from the highest quality components, and it is backed by Cajun's top-rated customer service. Check out Cajun Lights. You can go to our website at houndsmanxp.com, go to our sponsors page, hit that link, it'll take you right to Cajun Lights. Check them out. They got a lot of stuff to offer over at Cajun Lights.
So Lefty, he's done a lot of his winning like that. Just hitting an edge, gone. Ambushing a coon. He's the black dog that you could pull out anywhere, and I think he's proved it from anywhere in the country, because he was raised here in northern Indiana, bought down there by Mr. Ike Rainey in Florida, went down to Florida, and has been hunting real close to you guys, right?
Yeah, he just beat me last Saturday night.
So he went from northern Indiana down to Florida, up to Georgia, and he's winning everywhere in between.
Yeah, they had a week-long memorial hunt down there with Brett Denny, and I'm pretty sure, I think he won every single night down there. The best I can remember, I think he won every cast. So that's pretty impressive to me.
Yeah, that's nice.
If you are a black and tan man and you've got a female coming in, you see this dog that is putting on clinics everywhere he goes. He is a known winner. He's got what you're looking for. Is pride too much to go breed to him because he's not out of your stuff?
No, me and Cavin talked on the way here, and I was like, dude, I might see what it's about crossing Mindy on him, because she's a very quick dog, and she gets open quick for, like, black and tans, normally kind of lower end strike dogs. I can carry 100 or mostly 100, but I'll carry 75 every now and then with her. And I'm like, she moves good. You know, she has her coon, so if she comes in, I'm probably going to stick her to Lefty. But it's so hard to get rid of pups. Like, I hate getting rid of puppies. I only bred one litter out of her and my Joker dog, and it's like, I don't know if I want to go through that trouble.
Do you think the Black and Tan breed will do the same, though? Do you think they will look at him for their next stud option? Or do you think that it's, like you said, it's such a niche and a clique that he's not at our stuff? We're going to keep trying to do what we've been doing for years.
I think they'll keep trying.
Yeah.
I don't think, unless they're, and nothing against anybody, but unless they're in that little clique with probably, the Black River stuff, they probably won't buy nothing.
I don't, and to me, that's just hard for me to fathom because, like I said, I'm a Walker guy, and heck, they're crossing A to B and C to D and E to F.
Yeah.
It's anything and everything. And it seems like if you there's that old adage, if you throw enough on the wall, something's going to stick.
Exactly.
Well, I just bred my sassy female to the Smoking Dan dog, all because everybody told me not to, just to see what would happen. Because everybody I talked to, it wasn't in there. They were wanting to line breed and breed to their stuff, but he had one pup on the ground when I bred, and I think it was a male pup, like 6 or 7, 8 weeks old, something like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to breed to him because he's done his fair share of winning.
He has. Before Lefty was really on the map, Dan was what I would consider probably your leading Black and Tan.
Yeah. He was getting his name and picture taken.
The Houndsman XP Podcast Network is sponsored by onX. The most comprehensive mapping system in the world is available by going to onxmaps.com and downloading their app. Several subscription offers there. Highly recommend you using onX. And here's a true story for you. We've all got that spot where when we turn our hound loose at night, they're going to head that direction. Well, the other night, my hounds headed in a direction for that property that had recently sold. I had no idea who owned that property. I simply opened up my onX app, found the landowner information, cut the dogs off, and the next day I went to their house. And not only did I get permission to hunt there, I think I made some new friends. They are beef farmers, and they do not like raccoons running through the feed bunks, leaving their mess behind. Yeah. Go to onxmaps.com and download the app today. At checkout, make sure you use the promo code HXP20 and get 20% off. When you join us on Patreon, you will get a discount code for a deeper discount on onX Maps. Know where you stand with onX.
Do you think that it takes a certain person to push and I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but to push an off-colored dog in the big hunts and be that dynamic duo?
Yeah. I don't know. You'll get stones thrown at you pretty much for like having a black dog on the cast. Like, it's always you'll hear, oh, a black dog. Like, as soon as I pull one out the box, it's like, yeah, I'm here to waste some money.
Yeah, and so what I'm asking on that one is, like, I feel like a Walker dog. I don't want to come off the wrong way here, but I feel like when they are pulled out, every Walker dog, everybody are like, okay, they have a decent shot at winning. It doesn't matter who's behind the dog. It doesn't matter the handler calling the shots, striking and treeing the dog. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the black dog, like, if I were to pull a black dog out of the box, nobody would look at it as, all right, whatever, what's Bryce doing? If Dual Murphy or Michael Ward or Dustin Weed pull a black dog out of the box, it's like, oh.
Yeah, what is it?
It's turning heads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that does play a difference? Do you think people in the Black and Tan breed will look at it different? Do you think they will accept it more if there's a bigger name handler pushing the dog?
I don't know, because Dan's still not getting that recognition he deserves, to be honest. I mean, he bred Sassy, and then probably I think Brett said 2 more females.
Yeah, Brett's got 2 at his house, and I think one of them he called me yesterday and said 3 or 4 puppies. So that'll be 3 different litters that Dan has on the ground, but they're all young.
So I mean, a Black and Tan, this one, 50,000 plus. They should be beating down his door, really. I mean, like, hey, why not try it?
Right.
Because I was looking at the forum on the way up here, and I was like, I joked with Cavin. I was like, man, to be in the PKC Hall of Fame for Black and Tans, don't quote me on this now, but I think it had to be like a gold champion, and the pup earnings had to be so high. I was like, Cavin, they're fixing to have to lower that, because nobody's out there really pushing any black dogs, hardly.
So, on top of that, do you think there's a difference in guys that run the black dogs in the PKC registry more than the UKC, and the guys that run it in UKC more than PKC?
Yeah, I think there's a difference in people, for sure. Like, I mean, you'll see a good bit in PKC, but like, for instance, PKC Black and Tan Days, I think me, Jeff Nelson's up here, Greg's up here, and I seen Rex Robinson last night.
Yep, he's here. I saw him when I was walking into the hotel.
So, I mean, that's not...
Hey, don't forget me now. I got a black dog.
Not here with us. I try to tell you to bring her.
He's in the box, son.
Oh yeah, Dan. I forgot about Dan. My bad.
See, Cavin's playing both cards. So I had a black dog early round, a Walker dog late round.
But then you got UKC Black and Tan Days, and it's like, hey guys, come on over here. Don't be afraid to come try PKC Black and Tan Days out.
That's the point I was getting at, is UKC Black and Tan Days. I mean, you got guys in there, campers that are there all week long. It is an event.
Yeah.
There's more black dogs there than I would know what to do with. PKC Black and Tan Days were here. We've got maybe 10?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 for the whole country in PKC. Maybe 10 dogs are here. Walker Days at both events, I feel like draws a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
Why do different breeds not travel, I guess, with one registry as much as the other?
Yeah, I don't know. I hate for people to be like, oh, I don't have time or money, because, I mean, I'm not the richest man out there. I work every day, and then I just had my first child, so it's like, Cavin sees me when we wake up, I'm FaceTime, I'm like, but hey, I'm out here trying. Like,
right. Because you want to push. You want to push that breed. You want to get your picture taken. We were talking last night, right before the late round, and you were, and don't take this the wrong way, Billy. Yeah. You were like, God, I'm so frustrated. Like, I just want to win. Like, I just want to win.
Yeah. That's what I come here for. I mean, I come here to meet. I'm glad I met you, and, everybody else is cool to talk to and meet with, but I come to win too,
Right.
So it's like, oh, come on. And I know what she can do, and she's just making me eat my words this week.
Do you ever feel like you're beating your head against the wall?
Yeah, all the time.
And you continue to do it.
Yeah. I'm insane.
So, all right, Black and Tan Days this week. Let's run through it. You guys got here on Wednesday. What's been your experiences so far? Like, you had good hunting, good casts, good guides.
Well, we've drew each other twice. So
Twice? I thought you just drew each other on Wednesday.
The early round, we got here Wednesday, and we drew each other late last night. Yeah, late last night.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I was so busy doing what I was doing, I didn't even realize you guys drew each other.
Yeah. So, but no, we've been in good hunting. We early round Wednesday night, we drew each other, and I think we scored on 5 or either 6 coons in an hour. So that's pretty good.
So you mean to tell me you guys drew each other late round last night and neither one of you won?
Yeah. We suck.
Guys,
we can't even beat up on somebody else.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, come on now. This is the buddy system. That's what these comp hunts are, according to a lot of people. It's just the buddy system.
Yeah. I told Cavin to distract him. I'll run and grab everybody's dog and put him in a dog box. That way he could win.
Man, I hate that is the stigma that a lot of these comp hunts get from guys who don't do it. And I just want them to know, like, these two guys drive 14 hours together. They come up here, they draw each other, and they didn't win. They didn't screw anybody. They didn't buddy system anybody. The best dog on that cast won, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There wasn't no shady stuff. It was just good hunting.
Yeah, it was all but the hills.
If I hear one more thing about hills from you.
Well, let me tell you. Well, I told Johnny Watkins today, I texted him and told him that Jameson I got him struck and treed for 100, and I knew something was wrong because it was only 430 yards, but there was 4 hills in between us. But he was over there in I've never seen a hole with a rock inside of a bank or a hill, whatever you want to call it. So I told Johnny he was in a cave. Johnny texted me back, laugh out loud, a cave? Question mark. And I don't know, what do you call that? I mean, that's a hole in the hill?
Yeah, it'd just be a hole in the side of the ditch bank.
I don't know. It went back there, man. There was all kind of little holes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Cave.
Me too.
When
That
I-
sounds cooler.
Yeah,
When
it's
I
a better
think of-
story.
When I think of cave, I'm thinking something I can put my spelunking gear on and like go down in there and have my wheat light. And,
Well, I wish you would have last night. You might could have found my coon.
so we've got 2 more nights. We've got tonight, Friday night, tomorrow, Saturday night. Tonight is the all black hunt. Are you both hunting in that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So what is and fill me in on this one because I really don't know. What is the top prize here for the all black hunt? Is this like your PKC breed champion?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how many dogs you guys expecting to have on that?
I asked Jeff last night, and he said probably like 8 to 10. So
All right.
kind of disappointing, you know.
If you black and tan guys are listening, you've got to come out and support your breed.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's like that for blue tick guys. If you want to support the blue tick breed, go to your blue tick breed hunts. English guys, red bones, everybody needs to support their breed. And I enjoy seeing somebody with a passion about a breed like I have. It's nice in all breeds to see people who are like, you know what, I'm a diehard blue tick guy. I'm going to ride this train until the wheels fall off. Just like you, Billy. I'm a black and tan guy. I'm going to ride this train until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. What's the worst happens? I already got a black dog, so
But then we got guys like Cavin who just, they just want to win
Yeah.
right now. All right, guys. Well, I hope this is all just fun and games. We're just having a good time doing all this. We do not think that one breed is better than the other, even though we all know walkers are better.
Walkers for life.
No, this has just been a fun conversation. Like I said, we talked in the last podcast that a lot of it is killing time at these hunts. We go to these hunts and cooped up in a hotel room. We've got time to kill until it gets dark, and we're going to go out there and hunt until 5, 6 in the morning. So this is just fun. It's a good way to interact with people. Learn a little bit about them. Learn a bit about the breeds that they love to follow and about, what makes them tick and what they think they're going to do in the future. So I hope you guys will think about, looking elsewhere outside of your own lines. If you find yourself in that cycle where you doing the same thing over and over for years and years, look elsewhere, support those dogs in your breed who are doing well to better the breed, whatever breed that may be. But like I said, Billy, Cavin, I appreciate you guys sitting down, hanging out with me today. It's been a good time. We're going to go out here and grab a little dinner, and then I guess we're going to go to this black and tan meeting. Is that the plan?
Oh yeah. We're gonna express our feelings.
yeah, I'm gonna let them know. Hey, give me a jacket, a hat, give me something, sticker.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast as much as I had. It has been a great time. Make sure you check us out on the Houndsman XP website where you can find all of our merch, all of our gear. Be sure to look at the new Houndsman XP Competition Extreme Dog Box we just released. You can get that in the powder coat black. You can get it in the naked form, your plain diamond plate aluminum. It is a sexy box. Make sure you get on there, get yourself a hat, get a tumbler, anything you can do to support the Houndsman XP. Support the people who are supporting you and what we do. Guys, once again, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. It's been a blast, and I hope I don't draw either one of you, but if I do,
You want to draw me?
I hope you win. All right, guys, that's enough here from us. Thank you for listening to the Deep and Lonely Podcast. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.